If you've been on the internet at all lately, you have probably seen the rumors flying around. A big new stimulus check is coming in 2025. But is that for real? There's so much noise out there, it's pretty tough to know what to believe. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to cut right through all that confusion. We'll separate the facts from the fiction and show you what financial relief is actually available. Okay, let's just get right to it. The big question, the one you've probably seen in those clickbait headlines or social media posts. Is the government really about to send out a brand new nationwide stimulus payment for $1,702 in 2025? And the short, simple, no-nonsense answer is no. Flat out. There is no new federal stimulus check for that amount scheduled for 2025. But that makes you wonder, right? If it's not real, where in the world did this very, very specific number even come from? Well, that's what we're about to dig into. To figure out what's really going on, we first have to crack the code on this rumor itself. It turns out this is a classic case of mistaken identity, but wow, it's one that has spread like wildfire across the country, fueled by all the financial anxiety people are feeling right now. Okay, so here's where it all got mixed up. The rumor you've been seeing is about a new nationwide stimulus check for everybody. But the reality? That $1,702 figure actually came from a very real but very specific state program way up in Alaska, and that was their payment for 2024, not even 2025. So the key thing to understand here is that this payment, called the Permanent Fund Dividend, or PFD for short, has absolutely nothing to do with the federal government or COVID relief. It's this unique program in Alaska where the state basically shares its oil and mineral money with the people who live there. It's real cash, for sure, but only if you're an Alaska resident. All right, so we've officially busted that myth. Now, let's get to the good stuff. What's actually real? Is there any federal relief still out there for the taking? The answer is yes, but, and this is a big but, it's basically the last call for one very specific payment from that final stimulus bill. And this is the number you need to burn into your memory: $1,400. This is the amount of the final Recovery Rebate Credit, which came from the 2021 American Rescue Plan. Let's break this down, because the details here are absolutely critical. First off, this is not a new check. This is for people who were supposed to get that 2021 payment, but for one reason or another, it just never showed up. The official name for it is the Recovery Rebate Credit, and your eligibility is all based on your income from way back in 2021. But here is the most important part. The absolute final, no extensions deadline to claim this money is April 15th, 2025. And to get it, you have to file a 2021 tax return before that date. If you miss that deadline, the money is just gone for good. But wait, federal aid isn't the whole story. Well, that's the last of the big federal stimulus money. Your state might actually be offering its own kind of help. So let's take a look at what's been happening at the state level. The kind of support you can get really varies depending on where you live. New York, for instance, sent out some inflation relief checks that were based on income. And other states, like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Colorado, they've been issuing rebate checks to help people out with things like sales tax. The big takeaway here is that you need to check your own state's Department of Revenue website to see what you might be eligible for. And it's not just about inflation either. The IRS has also announced special tax relief in a bunch of states, from California all the way to West Virginia, for people who've been hit by natural disasters. This usually means pushing back tax deadlines, which can give folks some crucial breathing room when they need it the most. Now, there's another major source of financial relief that a ton of people miss, and this one is specifically for homeowners. So if you own your home, you're going to want to lean in for this, because these savings are on a deadline. I want you to pay close attention to this number, $3,200. That's the maximum amount you can save on your taxes every single year through federal energy efficiency credits, but they expire at the end of 2025. So how does that break down? Well, you can claim a tax credit for 30% of what it costs to install a new heat pump, and that's capped at a maximum of $2,000. On top of that, you can claim another credit for up to $1,200 for other upgrades, like new energy-efficient windows, doors, and insulation. So, how do you actually get your hands on this money? It's basically a 3-step process. Step 1, you have to make those eligible upgrades to your home before the end of 2025. Step 2, you file a specific form, IRS Form 5695, with your tax return. And Step 3, and this is a new rule for 2025, you have to include the manufacturer's special code for the product you installed. Okay, we have covered a lot of real opportunities to get some financial relief. But, whenever there's real money on the table, the scammers are sure to follow. So this last section is all about how to claim what you're owed while keeping yourself and your information safe. The sad truth is that scammers are just opportunistic. They see headlines about stimulus payments or tax relief, and they immediately try to take advantage of the confusion. I mean, even the state of Alaska had to warn its own residents about phishing texts trying to scam them out of their PFD payments. So, how do you protect yourself? You have got to know the red flags. Just remember these simple rules. The IRS will never, and I mean never, start contact with you through a text, an email, or social media to ask for your personal info. Just ignore any random messages. And most importantly, real government relief is always free. If someone asks you to pay a fee to get your stimulus money, it is 100% a scam. End of story. So there you have it. In just a few minutes, we've gone from a viral rumor to some real actionable information. We debunked that whole 1702 myth, and we uncovered the last chance $1,400 federal credit, state-level aid, and up to $3,200 a year in energy savings if you're a homeowner. That noise online can be really distracting, but now you know where to find the real opportunities. The only question left is, which one is going to make the biggest difference for you?